you're bisexual, you're obviously attracted to me, you obviously want to date me, you obviously want to have sex with me, you want to kiss me. No.
Or want to appear as... My bra is just full on out.
Yeah, but it's not showing.
You can't see it? Okay. Oh my god.
Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. So friends, today I'm joined with my beautiful sister again, Melanie Murphy.
That's me. We're not naked. I just want to clarify this. We both are wearing these ridiculous tops.
Off the
They're
shoulder
very
ones.
low. It just be a bit creepy now. So
Like a little bit revealing.
what are we doing?
So we're going to be talking about femme bisexual struggles.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So a couple of months ago I jumped on my Instagram and I asked you guys to send in any struggles you have as a bisexual. And today we are going to be taking the ones that apply to both of us because we are both bisexual and we are both femme bisexual. And editing Jessie is coming to inform you because I forgot to goddamn mention it in the video, but the credit for today's video goes to Georgia Bridgers. I remember seeing she did a take on this video quite a while ago now, I think it was, and I really wanted to do my own take on it. But yeah, you should definitely go and check her out after you watch this video. She's amazing. She's a bicon, and yes, go. Okay, enjoy the video. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So that's why this is going to be titled Femme Bisexual Struggles, because we're going to be talking from our own experience.
There are
kinda...
some unique issues that pop up within that realm of the spectrum.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. So yeah, these are your guys' struggles, but we're taking the ones that also apply to us. And we're just going to be having a chat about them today. And yeah, we are both, I've actually not said this online yet, but I am actually in a relationship now.
Yeah. Has been for a while. It's
Yeah.
just been keeping it on the hush hush.
And that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I am in a relationship now with a man. And she is...
I'm in a long term relationship. And
with a man.
Yes. I do often notice that a lot of bi men end up with women and a lot of bi girls end up dating guys, and we're kind of going to discuss that and some other stuff in this video.
Yeah.
I think a lot of issues come up while dating and while trying to secure a partner if you are looking for
Just
a same-sex
being
partner.
bisexual.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems.
It just, I think most people's assumption is that you get more options, but you actually get double the rejections.
Yeah. So the first one, and I think this applies to us both because we are both in a relationship with a man, but so many of you guys sent this one in, and I completely relate. But being in a relationship with a man, we're now straight. We are now straight because we're in a relationship with a man.
And guys who are bi, they're gay. They're just gay.
Yeah, it's with a man.
So what is it? It's like the end result is always that the person has to be wanting a man. You know what I mean? It's like, excuse me, we're getting a bit overexposed, so we're going to close the curtain. Essentially, it's just going back to bisexual erasure and people not understanding what sexuality means. Take someone who has been single for 10 years in a row. Like, they have a sexuality. Their sexuality is, straight, gay, bi, whatever, wherever on the spectrum. Yeah. They have a sexuality even when they're not with anyone. So when you're with someone, that doesn't change your sexuality. Your sexuality exists independent of who you're with. And it is something that I think a lot of people deal with. They're like, oh, you've chosen your side as soon as you get with someone. And it can be very frustrating because for a lot of people, their sexuality is very tied up with their personality or just with who they are. And for me, you're probably similar. Like, I like to talk about people I find attractive all the time in like movies, and I'm just a very visually pleased person. And even when I'm with someone, I like to, I don't know, or even just talking about my dating history. I do that with all my friends.
Yeah.
And I feel suddenly then like weird mentioning past involvements with girls because I'm with a guy and people are looking at me like...
I feel like if you're a bisexual woman in a relationship with a man, people just turn to then saying you were just bi-curious. Like, you're not actually
That happened with
bisexual.
so many people. Like, Lady Gaga is a brilliant example of that. She has talked multiple times about being bi, and everyone is always like, oh, but you're always with a guy.
Yeah.
There's so many more options of men. If men are hitting on you all the time and you're rarely meeting girls who are into girls as well, also who you're attracted to, also same age, also live in the same place, it's a smaller pool. It doesn't mean you don't have that drive or the capacity to find girls attractive.
I feel like the problem is that a lot of people, for some reason, just can't get their heads around bisexuality. Like, another one, and we'll probably just move on to this one now, but it is that you are just greedy or confused or you're going through your face. I know I've had people say that to me, and I just find that very frustrating because it's like, people just, for some reason, a lot of people now, not everybody, but they can't get their heads around it. They're like, how can you be attracted to two genders? You just want to have your cake and eat it. Like, you just want the best of both worlds.
It's definitely not the case. Like, I based a character in my new novel on this woman who I met at an event, and she had been married for years and years to a man, and she'd multiple kids with a man, and after they divorced, her next marriage was to a woman, and she never thought that she had the capacity even to find women attractive, like in that way. She thought, oh, I just think women are beautiful, I could never love a woman. And you know, she ended up being married to a woman because she was talking about her wife that was there, and I was kind of like curious, like, oh, you've got kids as well. So she told me her whole history, and essentially she kind of repressed a lot of her natural, you know, her sexuality. She repressed it because of society's views on it. And I think that representation is so important as well, because you don't see people who are bisexual often represented in television and stuff.
No.
It's very hard to kind of show that without confusing people, because people's minds are blown, like, wait a minute, or you had a boyfriend last week and now you have a girlfriend.
Or they show it on television, but the bisexual is always the one who's cheating.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's another
one. Will we move on to that one?
Yeah.
That bisexuals are 100 times more likely to cheat, and that if you're in a relationship with a man or you're in a relationship with a woman, that you can't trust a bisexual person because they're just going to cheat.
Yeah. I can't, like, I know so many straight people who cheat, and I know a lot of gay people who cheat, and I find it...
A lot of humans cheat.
Yes.
It's not down to your sexual orientation or your gender or anything.
It's just down to you being a prick, you know?
Yeah, it's just down to you being You're greedy. Cheaters are greedy. Not bisexuals. Cheaters. No, I'm sorry, but that is the one that makes me so angry. Like, already, like, my blood is boiling.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Because, like, even the way you say, you know, people like bisexuals are more likely to cheat because you have more to choose from,
and you don't. Like, it's a perceived choice. You don't have more to choose from at all. Even in terms of, like, you know, obviously you take a man and you put him on Tinder, and there's so many people within 100 miles. They're not all options.
Yeah.
They're all on Tinder, yeah, but they're not all options. And then when you take it, like, I say, a lot of lesbians that I have taken a fancy to before, a lot of the time they're kind of very judgmental as well about
that's another one.
You know, and especially, like, gay men can be quite like this with bi guys. They a lot of gay men act so repulsed if a bisexual man is interested in vagina as well, because they're horrible. Not all gay men, I know, so, like, it's just a problem within the male bi community, if that makes sense, where they're just really like, oh, that's disgusting, you sleep with girls, like, I couldn't go near you, like, and to an extent that exists on the other way around. But then there's also men fetishizing bisexual women.
That one came up so much, like, men thinking it's sexy, or men being like, oh my god, that's so hot. That was one that you guys actually sent in a lot, and that's actually also something like we feel quite strongly on.
It's been in the media a lot recently. So those two, you know, the two lesbians who got beaten up
on
public transport because they wouldn't perform to the men. They were like, kiss,
they
you
wouldn't
know?
But, like, I feel like, why is it so hard for men, not all men, some men, to understand, though, like,
it's porn does kind of
sexualize girls together.
Yes, it definitely sexualizes female intimacy, because, you know, a lot of men like looking at women's bodies, and when there's two women's bodies in the same thing, they're like, ooh. And I think maybe a lot of the time they'll link it back to their own pleasure, and they can't seem to just fucking
look outside that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, like, how somebody's sexuality, like, my sexuality is not there for your pleasure, and my sexuality is not sexy or hot. That is my sexuality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how I feel like a lot of men do think that when you say you're bisexual, that it's just for them.
Oh yeah, and then, like, even
threesomes.
The way girls typically sleep together as well. It's not like in porn. Like, a lot of the time, any experiences I've had with girls anyway, it's very it's the same with sex, you know, when you're with a guy. Like, it's very much a connecting, intimate experience, you know, and it's not like the way two people, be it man, woman, man, girl, anyone, having sex, it usually doesn't look all like the way it looks in porn in real life. But I think like, men have this kind of image of it, so then even the notion of two girls holding hands, the notion of two girls being in a relationship, they will immediately kind of link that to a lot of imagery they've seen online, maybe. I don't know, it's not okay, you know what I mean?
It's not okay, no, it's not. But then another huge one is that like threesomes, that whole threesome thing. Do you know, like, guys just assuming that you're going to want to have a threesome because you're bisexual. I can't see, I'm kind of part of this stereotype. I was very curious about this anyway when I was single, and I dabbled just out of curiosity, but I know a lot of people who aren't bisexual have threesomes because people's sexual fantasies have nothing to do with their sexuality. Like, these are two completely different things. Absolutely. Oh god, yeah. Like some of my fantasies are never not things I would ever even want to do. Like, a lot of my fantasies involve my partner cheating. Oh no, that's not mine. I know, but like, I would never want that, you know. But it's like, ooh, when I think about it, I'm saucy. Like, saucy, yes, so saucy. And even to an extent, like roughness and like being properly, like, you know, seeing something like that performed. Yeah, I'm closing another curtain. Yes. I'm stressed. I hope it looks okay. Most of my friends who have tried threesomes are actually gay or straight. Funnily enough. Yeah. I think as well that just because it kind of goes back to the whole like bisexuals are just going to cheat, like, or that we're greedy, or that we need both at one time. Yeah. A lot of it completely depends on your wants and your needs and the kind of, you know, person you are. Like, me personally, like, when I'm with somebody, like, I'm with them, and I kind of could not like imagine sharing that person because like it's like a real commitment to me. We're both very monogamous. Really, like, monogamous. Like, I'm so monogamous. Being bisexual doesn't automatically make you polyamorous. A lot of polyamorous people are straight, gay, bi, everything. I could never be polyamorous. You don't choose to be. No, but you know what I mean? Because that's just not in me as like the person I am. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but for me personally, that wouldn't suit me. But yeah, that just shows, you know, like, it's each person, you know what I mean? Like, it's not down. I think that's why, like, I think me and you are a little bit more, by definition, pansexual. I've said this online. I definitely am, but I feel more comfortable labeling myself as So, like, basically, for anyone who doesn't know, like, pansexual, you're in simple terms, to the person for who they are, and that's how I've always described it. And online. You don't mind the genitals so much, and I'd consider myself that. Like, it's always, to me, it comes down to who they are, and then like having a connection with that person. So another one is, you don't look bi. You don't look bisexual. What does a bisexual look like? Oh, they wear flannel shirts. They roll up their pants. They shave into the side of their head, or they have like the bisexual bob. Don't wear makeup. I actually did get the bi bob for a while, because I when I was single, I was kind of just like, how can I make myself look like someone who girls want to come to? Because, you know, in clubs and stuff like that, I would be doing the whole like maintaining eye contact and stuff like that, and a lot of the time they'd maybe be straight and just kind of be like, why is she staring at me? There's definitely like a look, and I think that's, you know, a lot of my there is no look. No, but there is, and the reason it, like, a lot of my gay friends have said this is same with there's a kind of, say, for twinks, for example, like gay guys who are into the twink look. So certain things become very associated with looking like a gay twink, and they'll do and speak certain ways, and they'll wear certain things, and they'll express a public interest in certain things so that people know that they're gay. You know what I mean? And it's almost very kind of tied in with gender expression sometimes. And the same with bisexuality. I feel like a lot of girls think they have to embody more masculine, like, you know, that's why femmes are never really accepted as either lesbian or bi. And I know a lot of girls who are so feminine, and they're married to other girls and everything, and people are still like, nah, I know what you mean. Like, there definitely are like things, you know, that are associated with like just you people use these things to set themselves apart. It's like the goth look, like then other people are like, that's a goth, or oh, there's
there's another goth, you know.
But I just feel like, you know, if you aren't one of those people who
are
doing these
obviously,
things,
you don't have to.
So like, I just feel like that statement in itself is just insane.
No,
like,
I know.
You don't look straight.
Yeah.
What does a straight person look like? Like, that is just insane.
No, I agree. It happens to men who are gay though as well. If they're really super rugged and masculine, and they you know, they look like someone on a football team who could just shag a load of girls on weekends, and then they're gay. People are always like, oh God, I never knew he was gay. He doesn't look gay.
Yeah.
People do that.
I know.
And that's just something that people do, and it's really annoying. But
it's very frustrating.
I just wish we could all just not assume based on how someone dresses or how someone looks. Like, I have a friend, and she looks like the most stereotypical bi or lesbian girl.
Yeah.
But she's not. Do you know what I mean? So I do think it's stupid to assume.
Yeah. So another one would be not feeling part of the LGBT community. Yeah. And I've definitely felt like this. Because I feel like mainly because I am a femme bisexual, more so than anything.
No, it's the straight passing privilege that a lot of people are kind of like, oh, you don't have any problems and this and that. It's like, that's not the point of Pride, for example.
Yeah,
and it's you're there together, acknowledging all of the shit that's going on in the world for a lot of people in countries where there's still laws against.
Oh yeah, people are killed and everything for being certain sexualities. Yeah, like, I don't understand why it's always constantly like nearly like a battle of like, you know, no, you haven't had the problems I've had, so like, you're not part of the LGBT. Like, surely shouldn't it just be like a celebration of like our sexuality and like accepting us all accepting each other? And that's what I mean. How can you be part of the LGBT community and then not accept somebody? Do you know what I mean?
Or, yeah. That's it. It's like people within the community are the most likely to not accept certain
they're
people.
So bad.
They'll either be trans exclusionary, or they'll be just awful to the bis.
Having some lighting technical.
Yeah, we keep closing and opening the curtains, don't mind. Based on research, there's been so many studies done on this, and when they kind of add everything up, a huge amount of people identify as somewhere on the spectrum. Or sometimes, to simplify things, people who are on the spectrum will identify as gay or lesbian because it's easier for them to be accepted and understood by people.
Which is just mental. But I also feel like they actually say that a majority of people are on the spectrum somewhere, even if it's like small, like even if it's like a little bit curiosity, like, you know what I mean? They actually say majority of people alive are, but just like there would be a lot of people who wouldn't ever.
Yeah, and at different times during history it was much more socially acceptable. I think it's just been throughout the past century. Yeah. Dan Howell actually came out recently in a video that was fucking mind-blowing. We can link it in the description box, but he kind of toward the end of that video said that he most identifies with the word queer, because he's just like, I'm not going to try and completely understand like my sexuality. He's like, do I like dick? Yeah. But, you know, also like he could be, you know, and he just watch that after this video. It's amazing. I think a lot of people fall on the spectrum, but the kind of connotations or the associations around bi girls being straight and bi guys being actually on the way to gay town and they just haven't come out yet. All of those stereotypes and stuff stick with people and prevent people from wanting to be even using that label. So a lot of people are actually shying away from labels nowadays.
Yeah, because I feel like as well a lot of people then struggle when they see that going on like that, you know, it's like, oh, you're just in denial that you're gay, or you're just in denial that you're actually straight. Yeah. And then people seeing that, it makes them not want to come out because they feel like they're not going to be accepted. And I've definitely felt like that. Friends not being comfortable around you because you're bisexual. Or leaving, right? So friends who will not, like, they're like, right, you're bisexual, you're obviously attracted to me, you obviously want to date me, you obviously want to have sex with me, you want to kiss me. No, right, okay, if you're straight, are you attracted, just say you're a straight woman, are you attracted to every single man? No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. If you're a gay woman or whatever.
I have been attracted to one of my friends before though, but I just ended up talking to her about it and like kind of, you know, and she was like flattered and all, and then now it's gone and now we're mates.
I was too, and we slept together, but
but still, it's fine. No. But yeah, no, like the majority of my friends, there's zero attraction, like zero. Like, and I never get the vibe though that they're like uncomfortable, but I have definitely had people before assuming that I might be, or even if I find them like physically attractive, them being kind of acting like, you know, I'm overstepping by kind of looking at them a millisecond too long.
I definitely, like, my friends are put into, like, a different box. Like, I don't see my friends like that at all, but I remember, like, around the time when I kind of came out to my friends and stuff, one of my friends, I was like, where, and this to this day still infuriates me, but she was getting changed. And you know, they, like, normally before I would have came out as bi, right? Before I would have came out as, like, you just strip in front of each other, fine. But she was getting changed and she was like, oh, I'm just gonna have to leave the room because you're bisexual, like, you might look at my boobs and, like, want to, like, have sex with me.
But I don't know, I kind of understand that. Like,
no, I understand,
you know,
but it was the way it was put, it was like...
But it's kind of the way, like, I don't have a problem with using sharing a bathroom with guys, you know, like, mixed bathrooms and stuff like that. Gender neutral bathrooms, basically. But yeah, I do kind of understand it from a sense that if I'm in a swimming pool and I go into the changing rooms and there is just women standing with their bodies out and everything, you know, and if you see, you can't just not, if you see someone's attractive and you kind of glance and you're, oh shit, but I feel like what happens with me there is that I tend to go into my cave and, like, don't look at anyone because they'll feel uncomfortable. I almost do it from the opposite end. Like, I do think it's kind of shit that people assume that you're going to find attractive or anything like that. But I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable necessarily undressing in front of anyone who had the capacity to look at me and find me attractive. Like say male friends and female friends. Yeah. If my female friends are lesbian and my male friends are straight, I will feel the same undressing in front of them.
I know. It's more so the fact of, like, friends just kind of assuming that when you're bisexual, you're going to want to be their girlfriend now. Yeah. Because it's not the case. Like, I've never, like, apart from, like, that one girl I did fancy. We're no longer friends, by the way. But, like, I've never kind of wanted anything with my friends, and that was consensual. just There's two more I feel like we should kind of just touch on. Right. So one of them, I just feel like, you know, maybe she needs a bit of advice because this definitely doesn't apply to us. Also, just so she said, like, my boyfriend assumes that I will cheat because she's bisexual. Like, imagine, like, what would you give, like, if someone was in a relationship? Because I
have been there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like, I want to say, like, my boyfriend is, like, so, like, accepting, trusting of my sexuality, and he has never, like, do you know what I fucking love, like, and, like, oh, I just respect this so much. But, like, I remember when I first told him, like, this is all I ever want, is, like, that was it, you know, I just said it, and it was no big deal, it was no big conversation.
Oh yeah, sure, Thomas knew years before we were even going out that I was, and so it just never was a big issue.
That was the same with me, because like I knew him ages, but, like, that's how it should be. Like, I feel like if you're telling somebody that you're potentially going to be in a relationship with or something, your sexuality, and they make a big deal out of it, that's a bad sign. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal.
But
like,
it can't, like, they can be threatened if they don't understand it. You know what I mean? Because I think the position I've been in the past is where people would feel very much like there's something massive that they can't offer me, and that I'm walking around all day wanting that thing, which is not the case.
Or that, like, one day you're going to want to...
It is very different, like feminine energy and stuff like that. Like, you know, but I feel like I have that fulfilled by friends and stuff in a non-sexual way. Yeah. And when I am connected with someone, like, you know, spiritually or whatever you want to call it, like when I'm romantically and all that, like, involved with someone, I'm not seeking fulfillment of that thing. Yeah. And, you know, just kind of letting them know as well that, because the thing is, they have to trust you, because otherwise, as a bisexual person, you couldn't be trusted to have any friends or to talk to anyone, because technically everyone is someone that you could possibly be attracted to. Like, so what, are you supposed to just not look at anyone for the rest of your life or talk to anybody?
It's the same, I feel like, no matter what sex of relationship it is,
you have to have trust.
Trust is like one of the most important things, like, in a relationship, no matter what your goddamn sexuality is. And, like, just say your boyfriend is straight, like, that means, like, you know, that would be a case of you being like, you're not allowed female friends. Like, I'm sure he has female friends. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it does come down to trust at the end of the day. And, like, I couldn't be in a relationship where my partner was just constantly thinking I was going to cheat with one of my girls. Like, I couldn't. No, because you need trust. But then one more is that, and this came up a lot, is that you're doing it for attention. You're bisexual because you want attention.
Some people do that.
Some people do, but some people do that, I'd say, with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like...
Some people do lots of different shit for attention. For our whole lives anyway, it's been so common for people to be bi or gay. You know, we're very lucky in the part of the world that we live and that we're from, that it's very much accepted now. Yeah. It doesn't make people stand out. So I don't understand why people would do it for attention.
If anything, it, like, you would... Like, well, I feel personally, like, you know, you can be putting yourself out there for more shit, like, you know what I mean? Because people have a lot to say when you're bisexual.
Negative stuff.
Mostly. So it would be the last thing you'd be wanting to do for attention, unless you want negative attention.
People say it about any time any fucking woman, especially anyone who is like relatively attractive or is feminine, like Angelina Jolie. I remember she was dating this woman for ages, and everyone was just kind of like, "Oh, it's a all trend just a thing." Yeah,
people say it's a trend now.
Fucking let people just be with who they want to be with. Are we not at the point in time where we realize that a person is a unique individual person, and that their fucking body,
they can be who they want.
Their body doesn't matter toward it doesn't matter for everyone, like, toward their attraction.
I just don't understand, like, because, like, I just can't see myself, like, ever. Just say, like, I wasn't your sister. Yeah. And you were, like, this person over there, like, whatever, doing your YouTube, and, like, I saw you talking about being bisexual. Like, I can never just imagine me sitting there being so bothered by that.
Yeah,
Do you know the way, like, people get so bothered and, like, offended by these things? It's like, why do you care?
Like, I was one of the first people on YouTube talking about bisexuality. It was one of the only... kind of, like, a lot of people were out there talking about coming out as gay and all that kind of stuff, but this is back in, like, 2015. There was hardly anyone, even Shane Dawson wasn't out yet as bi, you know what I mean? There was a lot of there was a big gap there of content around something that I felt in my real life encounters with people was very common. So I was kind of like, why does no one talk about this online? Like, I saw, like, celebrities would talk about it in interviews and stuff, but on YouTube they weren't really. And also, we've been having a lot of, you know, important issues around hate crime and all sorts of stuff going on. So I just felt it was so important to talk about. And I think because there's such unique issues related to that, the bisexual experience, and dating as a bisexual is just a minefield. And I think we need to have people talking about it.
Oh yeah.
So, but then other people see that from the outside and they're just like, I don't talk about being straight all day. Yeah. You know, it's just like, you don't need to. The world is straight.
But you know what's really funny is because, like,
then again, there's all dating shows. Like, people talk about romantic dating and straight stuff all the time.
Yeah, you know, all the time. But, like, do you remember, like, the first time I ever came out to Mel, the way I actually came out to her was we were literally just having a normal conversation, and
we were in a shopping centre.
And what I basically just go,
we were counting how many people we'd slept with, and then you counted them, and then you said and she just, like, this is ages before she came out online, like a couple of years probably, and you were like, do girls count? And I was like, yeah.
No, I did.
But I didn't know.
Or I was like, and a couple of girls. I was naming them, and I said their names, and you go, wait, you slept with girls? I was like, yeah. So I didn't say do girls count, but I named them.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And you were
like... it was my friend said do girls count, yes.
You were like, I didn't know you like girls. And I was like... And, like, it was only then I was like, why? I didn't know it was a big deal. And, like, before that, I never labelled...
It wasn't a big...
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I just always, like, I never thought really that much into it.
You were kind of like with me. I've never been in that closet. I never felt like, I have to come out and tell everyone. I make this big bi announcement, because I just kind of just... like, it wasn't a big deal.
I feel like, though, do you know the way you say that, like, people need to talk about it? Do you know that you said that there? I feel like that was a huge reason for me actually ever labelling myself, was because when I did gain a following and this was something that was part of who I am, so I felt like it was important to put, even though, like, you should never feel like you need to label yourself, but just for, like, representation of us, because we're not bad people. But yeah, I think, do you want to leave it there for today?
Yeah,
I think we'll leave it there for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat video.
Just miss our collabs.
I miss our collabs.
Yeah, I want to collab more. And, like, we did another one on my channel as well.
We filmed a collab over on her channel too, and we're going to be collabing a lot more often now, aren't we?
So little cheeky possibility of a podcast coming up, you know, just soon.
So yeah, leave any collab ideas, suggestions, recommendations in the comments below.
And sorry for the lighting issues. It's just a weird time of day.
I hope it's watchable.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Love you.